Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, woohoo, August 12th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misty, SMCY, PLTY, this, that, the other thing. Oh yeah, ULTY. I didn't even check to make sure ULTY worked, but hey, we'll get into it, man. We'll get into it, and we'll see how it's going. Thank you, brother, for confirming audio. We are live on both YouTube and X. So if you're on X, please confirm audio and that you can hear me okay. All right. So Bitcoin's looks like it's chilling out a little bit. Chilling out. It was up in the, the 120 range over the past, day or so, and then back down to the 118 range. All good, all good. Before we get into the trades, Strategy purchased more Bitcoin yesterday, about 155 Bitcoin. It'd be nice if they just give me one of those. That would be pretty cool, but no. But anyway, they have a total now of 628,946 Bitcoin. I don't know. Do you guys think that's enough, or do you think they need more? It's crazy, crazy, man. All right, so let's look at the trades, and then we'll get to it here. So, what did Misty do? Well, Misty I had one of the easiest Misty days. Since I've been tracking it. Well, outside of not having a trade, these were like, I saw this, I pulled up the download, and I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. So what did they do? What is this? They sold a call and they sold another call. So they took 15,000 contracts and they sold a call with a 420 strike. They sold another call again. 15,000 contracts, 422.50 strike. And they made $16.3 million. Again, these trades are still open. So we don't know how they're going to, end up, if they're going to win, if they're going to lose, but we'll see. Because as you may remember, Misty, they had many contracts that they were not selling calls on. So these were just, a little extra in the back pocket. So hopefully they sold these at the top, right? MSTR was really, it was up and up yesterday. Hopefully they sold these two at the top. So, we'll see how it works out. All right, so let's go to the Misty file. And again, if you're new to the channel, in your live, feel free to ask any questions because sometimes I feel like I may go too fast for the newer viewers. But in short, what I do, I cover the trades of Misty in very detailed fashion, and then I cover the holdings and trades on the other ETFs that I didn't mention. So yeah, man, hopefully I'm going at like I said, a fair amount of detail. If you need more detail, you have to let me know, or else how am I going to know, right? All right, so anyway, Misty has 5 synthetic positions. They did not add to any of them yesterday, so I'm not going to cover any of these tabs, these first 5 tabs. I will go right to the weekly tab, and we will talk from there. So yesterday was what, the 11th? So if we go to the 11th, we could see MSTR, they went up 1.3%, and MSTY, they went up 1.25%. Actually, now that I think about it, I forgot to share this video in my Discord. Whoops. Let me do that real quick, actually. Go here. Where's the video? Right here. Shareable link. Sorry, it'll take 1 second. It was not, this morning did not work out pretty easy for me. I tried to move some stuff around on Google Sheets. Okay, we tagged everyone. So hopefully everyone is now informed. But yeah, man, we'll see. All right. Anyway, this is good upside on the Misty, man. They went up 1.25%. So they only missed out on 0.05% yesterday. So perfect day. And then Again, so if you look at the IV went from 52.89 to 53.14. And today we're showing a 30-day IV of 52.03. I did fix the 7-day forward IV, thanks to Alien in Discord. He is the man. He's a genius. So yeah, man, it's 56%. So at least that's higher. So again, we will at least it will have a 7-day IV going forward for Misty and all the others, or MSTR and all the others. All right. So as I said yesterday, they added 15,000 contracts, to strike prices that already exist. They already had positions at 420 and 422.50. So they just simply added to those positions. Outstanding shares, it actually decreased. It was a decrease of 1.4 mil. So maybe a couple whales said, you know what, I'm going to sell some out of this. So we'll see. Retire abroad video question. Yes. So I did one video on the morning show. I did not have a guest, but yes, that's already posted. I have a playlist for the morning. We'll cover that at the end, actually, about the new morning show. Don't let me forget, though. All right. I don't want to disrupt this video at the moment. All right. So here's the recap real quick. Misty is at $19.39. So almost at 20. MSTR sits at $400.25. We talked about the IVs. No need to talk about that again. Outstanding shares, 294 mil. Total net income, 31 mil. Total distribution, 11 cents. Total daily income, a whopping penny a day. Total daily yield, 0.04%. And if you annualize that sucker, 14.3%. Hey, don't call it a comeback, right? So, we're making money now, so that's good. We'll see again how the week goes, and we'll go from there. So I added the BTC change again, 155 Bitcoin for strategy. How much Bitcoin do they own? How much is it worth? Well, it's up here. It's a lot of money. That's all you need to know. A lot of zeros. All right, more than what we have. All right. So MSTR again, they went up 1.3. Misty captured 1.25. Fantastic. Winter went down as expected, 0.95%. IMST actually beat MSTR. They went up 1.36%. But their covered calls, they had a bigger cushion. MST went up 2.3%. So they beat MSTR by 1%. But again, they are a leveraged play after all. MS2 went up 1.74%. So again, pretty damn good. And we were worried about that because they didn't have the holdings. But again, I just don't understand. I need to talk to someone at Rec Shares, actually. We will get them on. Don't worry. For now, I'm just going to, it is what it is. And then MSTW, for some reason, I'm only showing it went up 0.96%. And I know it was ex-dividend date, so I did add back the distribution. So, I don't know if this is 100% accurate because, again, they're 120% leverage. So why are they only up 0.96%? Maybe the leverage is not really set up properly yet. I don't know. Again, still too new. So, and I don't see the swappity doodah, the swap set up in the holdings. All right. Anyway, for the win, MS2. So congratulations. All right. Let's go to the reaction. Yeah. Strategy bought more Bitcoin. All right. US dollar for Bitcoin. What's better, US dollar or Bitcoin? Group D declares in 15 days on August 27th. So stay tuned for that, you suckers. All right. So here's the payment detail now. Synthetic income, 51.9 mil. Total weekly income, 31 mil. Total net income, 83.2 mil. That comes to about 28 cents per share. Hey, not bad. Not bad, bruh. Not bad, broski. Well, let's see what the Rodometer says. Again, we got some values here. We got the weeklies. We talked about that, 11 cents so far. All right, we're getting there. We're looking at extrinsic income, 54 cents. All right, so if they pay the extrinsic income so far, they made about 54 cents per share. Total income, again, 28 cents per share. So now we look at the IVs since they work, which is good. 30-day IV, 78 cents. 7-day IV would show 84 cents. I mean, is that enough? Not really. But hey, don't expect a massive. It dropped, man. It dropped. It's not even $20. So you could get paid under $1. But again, we got time. We'll see. We'll see how things go. And then total gains, unfortunately, we are still in the negative, but hopefully we make a comeback, baby. All right, so let's get to the Misty holdings. Synthetics, they're at the top and the bottom, of course. We have the puts at the top, the calls at the bottom. How they doing? Well, if you look at MSTR, it's at $400.25. That's what it closed at. So 4 of the synthetics are sitting pretty. 1, not so much. But again, they got time. You know, as they say, time is on their side. Yes, it is, because they got a 919 and they got a 1017. All right, good. All right, you ready? You ready for the covered calls? You ready for this? All right, so they are scattered. They got the lowest strike at 407.50, 1.81% out of the money, and the highest strike sits at 422.50, 5.56% out of the money. So, are we safe? I mean, are we ever? Right? Are we ever really safe? Who the heck knows? All right, so let's take a look at this. We're going to look at MicroStrategy, and we're going to check out the pre-market action. How you doing? Oh, did they just update that? I feel like is that never said strategy before, right? I feel like it's always longer. It still said MicroStrategy. But anyway, they're down in the pre-market. They are down 0.69% because, you know, Bitcoin was going down, so they're at 397.50. That's okay. You know, covered calls they're looking good right now. All right, let's go down to the bottom and let's check out where we stand. The value of the Misty fund sits at 5.7 billion, of course, B. The NAV is 1941, trade price 1939. Now we look at the synthetic on the paper. What do we got? Ignoring the one that's getting, you know, not ready yet, 48 cents per share, and then the other one brings in a negative. Actually, if you net them all, it's actually positive 41 cents per share, so that's not bad. Synthetic contracts now still same total, 143,915 total contracts. They're selling covered calls on 108,000. So they're doing, you know, about what, 75% have covered calls. This number obviously went up. You saw they added 30,000 contracts. So obviously, you know, now we have about 25% that has, you know, uncapped upside. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Credit call spreads, 25% of the 75% have a credit call spread. So that's the update on Misty. Now IMST, how you doing? Well, again, what do they got? You know, most of their, well, all of their positions actually expire Friday. They got nothing past Friday, and they're still out of the money. 1, 2, 4, 13, and 17% out of the money. Good variety. So they're positioned decently, I'd say. Cover call wise, they're trading about, well, they got 81% on covered calls, and the value of the fund, if you're wondering, is 66 mil at the moment. MS2, yeah, they're updated now. They got some exposure on MSTR, but again, I feel like this, yeah, again, we'll find out, but I'm not sure about the weekend holdings, how it reflects. But regardless, all right, so they got what, 461 synthetic covered calls. Obviously, I didn't update this formula, fix this. This is F6. They are selling 230 contracts, and that's 50% of the position. So again, that's as expected. So MS2 is working as expected because, again, they sell covered calls on 50% of their position all the time. All right. Yesterday was their declaration date. They paid, what is it? Yeah, yesterday, 8/11. They paid, well, they declared 34 cents. Which is a 37% yield. So that actually dropped. That's still a good yield, right? But not, you know, you kind of want more with an MSTR fund. But it is what it is, man. MST, again, that's kind of a fund we cover on the weekend only. MSTW, nothing to really update there because, again, they don't really have the, I'm waiting for them to add the, whatchamacallit, the swap. But let's take a look at the fund. The fund is 58 mil. MST is what? No, they don't show what their fund is worth. MS2 is only 14 mil. Wow, that's crazy. IMST, 66 mil. All right, so IMST is larger than MSTW, but I think MSTW is probably going to catch it. And it's very surprising how small MS2 is, to be honest. You know, I am a big fan of MS2. I don't know if you guys are. All right, whatever. So what else? That's it, man. That's the coverage on the MSTR funds, Misty and the gang. So now we will get into the other suckers, you know, starting with TSLY. Are you ready? Are you ready? Boop, boop. All right, so Tesla, how you doing? Guys, Tesla went nuts yesterday. I need a sip of coffee too. All right, Tesla. I mean, it's just going crazy. But again, remember it did tank a lot too, so it's still just recovering from, you know, getting beat up not that long ago. Let's take a look at the pre-market before we get into this. Well, yeah, it's still up a little bit, up 0.41%. All right, so let's get to the file. What did they do yesterday? So they closed out some of the calls and they moved them up. So they closed at 330, took the hit, moved up the strike price from 330 to 355. Damn, $25 higher. Same thing here. They closed at 330, moved it up to 352.50. And then by the close put, it looks like some people sold out of the fund. So they closed out of the synthetic position, the 295, and they made a pretty penny, 5.4 mil in the process. However, for the day, realized net loss of about 2.2 mil. But let's go take a look at the price fluctuation and the comparison to Tesla. All right, so Tesla for the day, it went up 2.77%. TSLY, they went up 2.17%. So that is a 78% capture. Not bad at all. Now let's take a look at what covered calls they got left. Because again, you know, they got freaking blown through on most of these, right? They closed out some. What do they got left? Well, they got a 337.50. It's in the money still, 0.45% in the money. Everything else is out of the money. So that's good. So they got a 340. And, you know, that's the lowest strike. That's not in the money. And then the highest strike is a 355, which is 4.71% out of the money. So yeah, they are scattered, right? So are they safe? I mean, I don't know, man. Again, Tesla, you never know. It's not an easy one to trade. So I feel bad for Tesla fund manager that they do not have an easy job. I don't think anyone really has an easy job, any of the traders, but isn't maybe the AMZ trader and the Phoebe trader, but I'm sure they trade more than just that. Yeah, we should ask them, what is the easiest fund to trade? I'm guessing it's AMZ. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. So anyway, how about their synthetic? They got a 290 and a 295. I mean, these suckers are worth frickin' bank, but they expire in 9/19, right? September 19th. They're actually worth on paper $1.15 per share. That's good to have in your back pocket, right? All right, so the value of the Tesla fund, 1.1 bill. The NAV is 785. Trade price the same. We look at the IVs. How we doing? Well, we're doing all right. 30-day sits at 45. 7-day sits at 51. Decent, not the best, but decent. Income estimate, not updated. Should I update? Yeah, I should update it. So if I go to groups value, 84. Why is this not updating? Are any of these groups, did I screw up the group's value? Oh, it looks like I did. In the hell. Let's try this. All right, so edit. Okay, yeah, what the hell? That is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to pick them A1 to like let's just say 50,000 or M 50,000. Okay, that's too much of range. How about 30,000? There you go. All right, so all my group's value got screwed up. You know, all right, where's the pencil? Come on, give me the pencil. All right, edit. What we say, 30,000. So what I had to do, I was tracking trades all the way back to February of this year. So I had to move them to a separate archive file. And good Lord, that screwed up everything. I know you guys probably don't care, but I'm just kind of explaining why I'm dealing with this crap right now. Crap happens, right? Anyway, let's see. Last one, and then we can move on with our lives. A1 to M30,000 should do it. All right, so let me zoom in for you guys right here. Okay, so Groups A, obviously it's working. It's picking up from 8.4, which is not this Monday. This is past Monday. So TSLY, they lost 28.1 mil. This is what cell D9. We want to make sure that's what they're picking up. D9. Okay, good. Anyway, so Group A, they declare again 22 days on September 3rd. All right, up next is your boy Nvidia. For the Nvidia nerds, you know, a bunch of nerds buying Nvidia funds, right? Let's see. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, my God. So Nvidia, no trades. All right, so let's go back to the file and see how Nvidia did yesterday. Nvidia, oh, wow. We like nice boring ass day like that. Nvidia went down 0.34%. I'm sorry, 0.35%. Nvidia went down 0.17%. So, hey, we'll take it. Nice chill day. So how are their covered calls doing? Let's see. Let's go take a look. All right. So they got two calls. They got a 185 and a 187.50, 1 and 2% out of the money. So far, so good, I guess. You know, we'll see. Nice. We need a nice little boring week. I guess we could pull up the pre-market for you guys. It's all about you guys after all, guys and gals, right? Winner is all right. It's up. It's up just a little bit, up 0.22% at 182.46. I think we can handle that. All right. How's their synthetic doing? Well, they got a 165 and they got a 170. So yeah, the synthetic is freaking doing awesome. In fact, it's worth 152 on the paper, right? Again, this is not cashed out money. This is something that they're currently holding. Their position, their current synthetic position, if they cashed out, is worth $1.52 per share, if that makes sense. All right, the Nvidia fund, again, it's approaching $2 billion. It's at 1.9 billion. However, tomorrow's declaration date, so they're obviously going to drop on ex-dividend date, which is the day after on the Thursday. So that maybe that'll put them back just a little bit to hitting the $2 billion, but maybe they'll hit the $2 billion today. Maybe they'll hit it Wednesday. I don't know. If not, again, they're going to drop on ex-dividend date and then play catch up again. But we'll see how it goes. It's a race to $2 billion. 30-day IV, what do we got? What do we got? We got 43%, 7-day IV, 37. So, again, it's just, this has been the chill range for the Nvidia IV. So, I'm sorry, the Nvidia IV. So it is what it is. However, income estimate, again, 270. Yeah, man, it's, well, it kind of restarted, right? Because what happens is, you know, as of last Friday, that's the closeout for whatever they're declaring for this week. That is the closeout. So technically, I have to restart the group's value, right? So I have to go to Group B. In fact, let me delete this because that's going to be all screwed up. I have to put in Monday's date. So this is now going to reflect August 11th, 25. This starts the new 4-week cycle. And only Babo and Marrow, as you can see from Group B, had trades yesterday. All right. Makes sense? Great. Wonderful. All right. So let's go back to the Nvidia tab. And income estimate now reflects 0. But again, Group B declares tomorrow. I'll be in the office, so I can't go live for that. Sorry. But hopefully, yeah, my upload will work and we could chit chat in the Premiere, in this, you know, the Premiere chat. So, but again, no promises. I'm going to try. What I'm going to do is, obviously, I have to record in the garage when I go to the office. I'm bringing my laptop in the garage. that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. It better upload. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So let's move on to the cone heads. All right. So CONY time. Let's see if they had a trade. What do you think? Let's see. What do you do? What do you say? All right. So CONY had trades. All right. So what's up, Cone heads? How you doing? Well, I'll let you know in a second. Let me take a sip of coffee. All right. So we have about 511 of you that are live between YouTube and X. So if you want to help out the channel real quick, you can hit the like button and you can share that, repost it on X, and you could repost it on YouTube. All right. Anyway, CONY, how you doing? By the close, 1678. Is that good? No, that means they got blown through. So they're 312.50, got destroyed. They moved that sucker up to 345. Let's check this sucker out. By the close, oh boy, 1802. All right, that's a 315. They moved that sucker to a 340. And going further down, by the close, 18. Yeah, man, they moved the 315 to the 340. They took a hit of about 9.6 mil yesterday. So obviously that means coin had a good day. Let's go check it out. How much did coin go up? Well, not that great. It went up 2.84%. CONY clearly was not ready for that. It only captured about 1.63%. So rough day in the office for the cone hand. 57% capture. Yikes. All right, so let's see what we got left over. We all up in the money here. Let's see. All right, again, let's check the QSIP. Yeah, everything expires this Friday still, which is good. All right, so lowest strike price for CONY now, 317.50, 0.66% in the money. Highest strike is a 345, and that's 7.94% in the money. I'm sorry, out of the money. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, yesterday was, kind of a beatdown, but they did move those suckers up, so they can capture more upside for the rest of the week. So stay tuned for that, Chico. Obviously, they did buy a call. They got a little insurance right here in the middle, which we always love to see a little green in the middle. It's kind of cool because we'll capture more, more of the upside in case we get blown through. All right, synthetic wise, how you doing? Oh my God, they're actually at the money now. So that's the good news. Remember, these synthetics, I was singing Gold Digger not that long ago, but now they're at the money. It's a 320 synthetic. Coin is at 319. So perfect. All right. So now let's just check the pre-market. Let's see how we doing over here. All right. All right. Coinbase in the pre-market, they are up 0.4%. All right. They're at the 320.90 range. That's fine. Okay. We're doing all right. Let's scroll down here. What's the value of the CONY fund? In case you're curious, it's about 1.3 mil. The NAV is 739, trade price 738. Synthetic is actually worth positive 5 cents per share. Woohoo! We in a positive. All right. 30-day IV, 56%. 7-day IV looking pretty damn good. 64%. So we're getting, IV looking on the up and up. Again, this will be the 30-day historical IV versus the 7-day forward IV. We love to see the forward IV higher than the historical 30-day. Income estimate, it's in the negative. But hey, man, what can you do? Got blown through. They'll declare next week. They'll be part of this Sunday's guesstimate video. So stay tuned for that. All right, up next is your boy, SMCY Suckers. Five time. WCW heavyweight champion. All right, where's SMCY? Okay, here we go. What do we got? All right, we got purple. We got a lot of purple here. So let's see if we can read this. Buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. Okay, wonderful, right? But however, actually the sell call for the 1200 is further down here. Okay, so that's fine. Looks like they added new money, but then what they did here, buy the close put, sell call, what did they do? They closed out. Oh boy. They closed out the 60 and they got whooped. 42 mil. She take my money when I'm in need. Oh man, she took the money. 42 freaking mil. Holy crap. This is a damn gold digger if we've ever seen one. Ooh-wee. Okay, so we cashed out the synthetic. We cashed out the gold digger. We moved that now to a more realistic price, strike price of 45. Oof. Bye, gold digger. I hope you enjoyed the 42 mil gold digger. All right, let's go to the file and see how we doing after the gold digger took all of our money. Oh my, wait, there's still 29,550 left? What? 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 How big is this position? Oh my goodness. Is this updated? Yes, it is. So we still have more gold digger. Oh boy, I thought that was the end of it, but the gold digger remains. All right, anyway, SMCI, how you doing? Well, they went up 1.33. What? All right, as bad as that was, somehow, some way, SMCY beat SMCI. Okay, this is interesting. A little confused, but interesting nonetheless. It beat it pretty handily. Again, SMCI went up 1.33%. SMCY went up 1.6%. So yeah, the gold digger took our money, but I guess we showed them. All right, so let's see what our covered calls look like then. We must be in a great spot. Oh yeah. Yeah, because we way out of the money. We're saying bring it. We can capture a lot of upside here. So how are our covered calls doing for the rest of the week? Again, we got 4 trading days until all of these expire. All right, the lowest strike is 48, 6.19% out of the money. When your lowest strike is 6% out of the money, you're doing pretty good, especially if you're 1 day in. Your highest strike is 52 bucks, 15% out of the money. I mean, yeah, they're doing good. Again, they're synthetic, not so much, but they're covered calls for the week. Yeah. But what can you do about the synthetic? What can you really do, right? There's nothing you could do. SMCI, the earnings, it got destroyed after earnings. So it is what it is. This position obviously was opened, before then, but yeah, so we still have, some gold digger left. So she gonna take on money when I'm in need. All right. So what's the value of the fund? 322 mil. The NAV 1683. Trade price 1687. Synthetic on the paper negative, of course, because we have a gold digger. All right, let's take a look at the IVs. 30-day IV 63%. 7-day IV 75. So that's good. IV's looking pretty good on the up and up. Income estimate $1.60. Really? That must have been higher before. Even after that beatdown, our synthetics are still making money. That's good. I like that. All right, so let's see. Okay, still made 31 mil, 164. Very nice. I like it. Good job. Yeah, as much as SimC took a beatdown, SimC is still doing all right. Doing all right. Income estimate $1.64. If they pay that, that's 126% yield. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, they're Group D. They don't declare for another 15 days on August 27th. So that's their update, SimC suckers. All right, now time for the play posse. Let's see if they got trades. What do you think? Let's look for the P. PP. No PP. No PP in the house. So let's see what Palantir did yesterday. Actually, first, let me go to the pre-market. I wanted to check SMCI real quick too. SMCI, super micro nerdy computer company. They're up 0.71% in the pre-market, and now we will pull up Palantir, P to the L to the T to the R. Let's see. They are down 0.22%. They're at 182. All right, that's okay. That's okay. All right, so again, let's go to the file. Palantir, oh, wow, they had a rough day. Rough day in the office for them. They went down 2.34%. PLTY only went down 2%. We'll take it. Not bad, not bad. Our cover calls probably like that. Let's see. Let's see how they're doing. How you doing? Actually, wow, we were in the money, I guess. So they are now, the lowest strike is 185, 1.27% out of the money. And the other, there's only two strikes. So they are not scattered-do. They just have the 2 strikes. 187.50 is the other one, 2.64% out of the money. All right. So how's their synthetic doing? Well, let me tell you something. It's doing freaking sweet. Look at this. It's a 140. Palantir is worth 182. You see the pink? This is not a gold digger. because she wants 4.6 mil. The dude has 160 mil. So he bought a cheap one. Let's see here. The value of the fund, 644 mil. The NAV, oh my God, the NAV is $76. Ridiculous. Synthetic on the paper, it went down. It was at 20, as you know. It went down to 1856. So again, insane. It's just insane. 30-day IV, let's check it out. The 46%, 7-day IV, 48. At least it's on the up and up. But even the IVs, you know, they're looking at what, 281 approximately. Income estimate. This is part of Group B. Again, that got reset. So you're not going to see an income estimate because they did not do any trades for the week. But yes, they declare tomorrow. All right. So yeah, if you missed my guesstimate video, there's two ways you could find out what I guessed. You can watch it. Go to my YouTube and watch it. It's under live, of course. Or I will be posting what I had on X today. I forget I schedule it. It's coming out, I think, midday. I don't know. What did I did 6 something, all right? 6 something. All right, so that's the update on PLTY. Let's see if ULTY updated. Of course, it did not. Again, remember I made some changes. God. Day 1, 2, what am I doing? 30,000. All right, so let's go down here. All right, so yesterday, yes, it was 8/11. So again, as far as ULTY trades, this is my coverage, right? I'm just gonna, let's see any big ones, any bad ones. All right, they damn, it looks like BMNR. They must have got blown through their calls. They lost money, calls and puts. They lost about 41 mil yesterday. Well, yesterday was clearly all about losing money, about 70 mil for the fund. They probably got blown through. It was a rather green day. It looks like, especially look, you see the calls here. Again, if you want more detail, go to the ETF Inspector YouTube channel. I'm just giving you little minimal stuff, all right? Give you a little flavor. Upstart made some money, so that's good. But everyone else pretty much lost money. AF, RM made a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so if we go to the ULTY Holdings tab, again, this is what I'll do. I'll show you the trades, what they did, and then I'll show you what they're holding at the moment. This is, wow, look at the IV of Bitmine, BMNR. People have been talking about this one. Bitmine Immersion Technologies, Inc. They have a 162% IV. Wait, I didn't put the ticker name and then IV. This is the 30-day IV, of course. I did not put the 7-day IV, although I probably should. I know I probably should. All right, so again, these are the holdings. So, and then you can see what percent of the holding each one is. Coinbase is 6.93%. Robinhood's in there, 4.35. Mara, 4.44. A lot of Bitcoin exposure up in her. MSTR, Reddit. They got, Rigetti in there. Oklo, 103% IV, man. Wow. Wowza. All right, let's keep going. What do we got? Upstart, 4.6%. All right, so that's the current holdings on the ULTY fund. Again, ULTY's massive. Yeah, so we're going to start, covering it. Should we put the, whatchamacallit? ULTY, yeah, because this may, I don't know. We got to track the ULTY, whatchamacallit? Oh my God, the NAV, the assets under management, to see how they're growing. I'll add it sooner or later. All right, so that's the update on ULTY. That's the update on the YieldMax funds. Now we're going to get into my options trades, and then we'll go to some quick Q&A and probably call it a day. All right, so yesterday was super green. So what did I do? I sold calls. All right, it was a freaking sell call kind of day. All right, so Misty, yeah, that's right. I sold calls on Misty again because I don't care. I have 600 shares of Misty in this account, and none of them are safe. All right, they all can go. So I sold a call at $20. It was at 1971 at the time. All right. How much did I get? They paid me 40 cents. Again, keep in mind, I chose an expiration date that falls one day after the next ex-dividend date. So the idea is if I get assigned, well, at least I'll get the dividend. I know before you say anything, guess what? Yeah, I could get assigned early. Oh, well, I don't care. I don't care, But again, I'm going to still do this. I'm still going to sell on an expiration date one day after the X date. Because keep in mind, on X date, the fund will drop by the amount of distribution. So if I'm close to being assigned, it'll drop by that dollar or whatever. Then I'm not as close. And then I may end up keeping the shares anyway. But we'll see. Now I have an 18, a 19, and a 20. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, Misty could be flying high or it could be coming back down. I welcome both. All right. If Misty goes to 25, that's great. It is, because I own Misty in another account. I'll be freaking happy as hell, because that means Bitcoin's doing good. It means MSTR is doing good. And this, I'll lose 300 shares, but it's not a big deal. All right. Anyway, total premium I got was $40, and that yielded me about 41%. So not bad at all. So let's go back here and TSLL. All right, so Tesla had a fantastic day yesterday. So I had 200 shares left because, again, I have 800 shares. And, well, I have to update this, actually. I have 800 shares, and I sold 200, calls on 200 more yesterday. So what did I do? I chose, again, what my strategy now is I go further out. So this Friday is 8/15. I got 2 positions expiring this Friday. I got 4 expiring 8/22, and I got 5 expiring 8/29. So I decided, all right, let me add positions to the next Friday after that, which will be September 5th, 25 days till expiration. So the first position at the time, TSLL, was at 1290. I sold a call at 16, 24% out of the money. Pretty safe, right? 0.21 delta. That paid me $45, and that yielded me about 50%. The other one, again, TSLL, was continuing to go up. If it did not go up any further or it went down, obviously I would not have sold the second call. But since it went up so much higher, it went up to 13.29. I sold another call, this time $1 higher in strike, $17 strike. 27% out of the money at the time, 0.21 delta, and that paid me $38, and that yielded me 41%. So again, I made, on the remaining shares that I have, I made $83 yesterday. Yes, they're long dated, which is okay. Why am I doing more long dated? Because I want to be a little more flexible on the strike. I was not aggressive at all on the strike because I see Tesla moving up. So at least since I'm way out of the money, if these do get assigned, I have a lot of more, capital gain, to capture there. If TSLL or Tesla goes down, then fine. I'll have, I could close these out early, or I could just let them expire when the time comes. In fact, let's pull up TSLL in the pre-market and see how you doing. Let's see. They are at $12.94. Yes, so they're up 0.78%, and they are at $12.94. Let's see what I have expiring for this Friday. I have a $12 put. Clearly, that's pretty damn safe, right? Wait, what was the price? It's $12.94. It's not that safe, but the put is pretty safe. The call, you never know too, right? It's a $12 call. This could get assigned and taken away from me. Or what I could do is I may just roll this out to the 9.5, right, with these others and collect additional premium in the process. So decisions, right? Again, the whole point of this account, it's an options trading account. So TSLL, it's a leverage play. So I need to let shares come in and go as they please. All I care is how much money I earn in holding those shares, in getting those shares, or selling puts on those shares. It doesn't really matter, but it's a fun old time. That's all I can tell you. All right, now let's talk about TNA. So TNA, I had 600 shares, right? So I had 400 shares locked in, covered calls. Yesterday I sold one call because Even TNA was going up yesterday. They were at 35.48. I sold a call at 40. I chose an expiration date of 8/22. Again, I had 4 expiring for this Friday, and then I had 1 put for the next Friday. So I added to that. I have 2 for the next Friday. That my call is what, 12.74% out of the money. Delta 0.17. Again, pretty damn safe. Paid me $35, and I collected a yield of 32% on an annualized basis. All right. So now, if we go to the weekly income, right, we're going to add up all that jazz. Again, yesterday was Monday, right? So that was only one day. I made $158. My goal is 224. Again, that goal could go up if some of my Misty gets assigned early and I don't get the distribution on those shares for the other payment in August. This weekly goal could have to be increased. However, I'm not worried because I already have a surplus from the past 2 weeks of 641. So I'm already, more than ahead on this month's goal. So I think I feel pretty good about that. All right. So here's the summary on the open positions. Obviously, I have a lot of TSLL positions open. How many contracts between puts and calls? 11, right? And then how many contracts on TNA, puts and calls? 6. All right. So again, these are the 2 that I trade. These are the 2 that I'm comfortable with. These are the 2 that I can afford. Obviously, once Misty calls get assigned, I could always trade more Misty, or I could just use that money and trade more on TSLL and TNA. All right. So as you saw, right, I did one more other thing. There were puts that I had that expired. Not this week, but the next week. There were a 9 and a 50 on TSLL. I paid 3 cents each to close them per share, or $3 total. I collected in the end 86% and 88% capture of the premium, because again, they don't even expire this Friday. They expire the next Friday. So I said, you know what? It's worth it to me to pay money to close them early and get that collateral back. How much collateral? 1,750. So I did a buy to close, and I closed out these 2 positions. So now when I look at the balance, you're going to see the pending put number should decrease, right? Because I did not sell any new puts. In fact, I only closed existing puts. So now what we'll do is we'll go to the balance and we'll do some updating. All right. And yeah, I'm pulling this up on another screen, obviously, because I have to log in and everything. Give me a second. Let me take a sip of coffee. Okay, so my balance now in this account is, it did increase 53,472.08. Okay, great. Cash, this number should go up as well. It did. Went up. It's 11,990.58. Went up a little bit from the premium we collected, right? And then the pending puts, again, this number should be going down. Let's see how much it went down, about the $900 or so, hopefully. Cash, yeah, actually more. The put requirement, wow, 5,800. Okay, so chump change. I don't have many puts outstanding. So that calculated the actual cash to be 6,190. And now we look at the margin. Again, we'll look at the numbers in a sec. The withdrawable margin, that number now went up 22,135.58. Again, this is how much I can actually withdraw from the account. How much margin I could technically take $20,000 out and go buy, a car. I'm not going to do that though, because I think I don't even like cars. I do like cars, but not when I'm broke ass, right? Maybe when I'm rich, we'll get a sweet ass car. Stick shift, preferably. All right, trading margin. How you doing? Yeah, man, that number is freaking high. 73,786. So this is how much I can use just buying stocks, right? I can use that much money if I wanted to, which, if it's pretty insane if you think about it, right? It's pretty insane, but hey, that's margin. All right. So anyway, here's the recap. Balance in my options account, 53,000. Pretty damn good, not bad. Available cash, 11,000. 22% is cash. However, I do have some puts there, 5,800 in puts. So the actual cash I'm holding, 6,100. Again, not great, not fantastic. What should that number be? I don't know. To be honest, I'm being careful. I'm only selling covered calls really at the moment. If today's another green day, I mean, yeah, I could sell one more call on TNA and that's it. If Misty's up, I can sell a call on that, but Misty's not even up. So I have minimal movement for the rest of the week, unless I decide to just do a long dated put, sell a put, further dated, way out of the money, collect a little bit, and just move on. I don't know. We'll have to determine. Again, my goal in this account is simply to not lose capital and make all this premium income that where I can pay my mortgage and of course reinvest at least 50% on top of that. All right. So that's the coverage on YieldMax. That's the coverage on my options trading. And I got like a whole 5 minutes for Q&A. All right. You guys have anything to talk? Oh, yeah. Retire Abroad asked. Yes, new series coming up. It's called, well, let me just tell you, the Monday recap. It was never a fan favorite from the beginning. The Monday recap, people are like, really? And it never really did that well. And my views, they're going down a little bit. And the Monday recap views, they're going down even more. So what I decided to do, because my long-term goal, I wanted to do a morning show on here. So I said, you know what? Instead of waiting until I have the time, until I'm not working on Mondays or whatever day, right? I'm just going to do the morning show at 6 a.m. because I'm available at 6 a.m., typically 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning before work. So I'll do the morning show now. I'll start it now. And you know what? I'll ask a bunch of people if they want to do the morning show with me at 6 a.m. And I did that yesterday. And to my surprise, a lot of people said yes, more than I expected. So I have actually the next 8 or 9 Mondays booked. I have a guest booked the next 8 or 9 Mondays on the Monday morning show. So this one coming up will be LA Appliance Guy. Most of you know him. Obviously, he's on here. He's on the premiere chatting with you guys. He's also a YouTuber. So, we're going to have a talk. We're going to talk about his journey with YouTube, his journey with his appliance career, and whatever else he wants to talk about. And then we'll get into YieldMax because he's a big YieldMax investor. And he also does options as well. So I think it's going to be, I think you guys are going to like it. I'm pumped and worried that I'm not over my head here because I typically only interview fund managers, but now I'm dipping into, YouTubers and of course, more fund managers. I do have the other one post. So I have 2 posted already. I'll post them as I go. But right now I have the LA Appliance one posted. And then I have the one after the following week. I have David, I don't even know how to say his last name, Dekansky from Quantify Funds. So he'll be the following week. But man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be. I was really surprised that when I said 6 a.m., all these people said yes, and I'm very grateful too because it's 6 a.m. and I understand that's early for a lot of people. For me, it's just that's when I work, right? That's when I get my stuff done. So if someone wants to come on, get interviewed, let's do it. So I'll mention the other names in due time. But for now, let's look forward to LA Appliance Guy next Monday, man. It's going to be, get ready, have some questions for him. All right. He's going to be, he's a good dude. It's going to be, I'm actually excited to talk to him. That's why he's he's the first one I asked. Because, his YouTube channel, it's freaking growing fast and it's an appliance YouTube. You would think fixing appliances is boring, but no, he actually makes it fun. I watch it. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to learn, but he's entertaining as hell. All right. Any questions before we head out? Any guests that you prefer to have? Not that I want to keep booking the Monday, because there are some Monday morning shows that I don't want to have a guest, right? Maybe we'll just take a break and we'll just talk about, we'll just chill. We can have a chill Monday. But I'm sure we'll get some cancellations, so we'll have plenty of that too. So, but yeah, man. Let's see. You guys excited about LA on Monday? You guys going to show up to the Monday at 6 a.m.? LA saving us money. LA some acting chops too. Yeah, he could be he is an actor, right? He's on YouTube. Sunita said these are real people with amazing life stories. Yes, exactly. It's going to be interesting. I'll have to get my interview skills up. Yeah, investing in appliances is pretty much where we're headed, right? All right, Retire Abroad will be there. Brother will be there. I had no doubt Brother would be there, though. Marcia or Marcia, looking forward to hearing LA Appliance. That's good. Nikki will be there. Hooey. So, yeah, that's how you say it. I was trying to say that on X the other day because someone said, they said H-O-O-Y, or they said hooey. I'm like, no, it's hooey. All right. Randy will be there. All right. Sweet. All right. So hopefully, again, the Monday recap is now dead. It is now the morning show with myself and possibly surprise guests. All right. Who those guests are, we don't know. We will ask people who you guys want on, people who I want on, people who are kind of relevant to the channel, but not so much. I'll interview people who have nothing to do with YieldMax, right? Or nothing to do with high yield dividends, but it's just going to be fun. All right, so let's get to the end of this. As always, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe tomorrow, all right? Tomorrow. All right, what else? If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If, yeah. I don't know. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Keyword, I'm not even going to ask you guys on the live. I'm just going to ask you now. The keyword is if you had a choice of a guest to be on the new Monday morning Rod show, who would you want to be on there? What would the first, and it could be anyone from YouTube, Twitter, Fund Manager, or just even like people you talk to on here. Like some of these people are obviously interesting too. There is no limit. I'll interview anyone, for now, obviously I'm trying to get YouTubers. I think that's cool to talk to other YouTubers and people on X, of course. But yeah, if you guys have anyone in mind, that's the key word. You leave that in the comments down below. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to myself and all the other suckers, then guess what? You have to leave the keyword. All right. Then the keyword is, who do you want me to have on the morning show? Yes, unfortunately, the next 8 or 9 are booked, but don't worry. There's a lot of Mondays in the freaking year, and we're just going to keep going. And eventually, the plan is I'll do more. It'll be just more than the Monday, right? It'll be other days as well. If I'm either retired or part, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm out of here. I hope everyone has a great day, and we will talk tomorrow. Well, we won't technically talk because I'll be in the office, so I'm not going live tomorrow. Pre-record, probably post at 6:30. Although should I just post at 6 if I can? I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Later.